Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Michael's Corner. Before I bring on my guest for this evening, Jordan Cross, um, I'm gonna give you guys my socials right quick, so you guys can follow me. So you guys know the drill. Follow me, follow me on social media and whatnot. So Facebook will be Michael's Corner. X or Twitter X or wherever the hell you guys want to call it. You guys can follow me there at Michael Pam. And then on YouTube is Michael's Wrestling Channel. I reached my goal of 1,400 subscribers. And I gotta thank you guys for doing that. That really means a lot to me. Um, Please check my content, not just my interviews, but I do have other content like I filmed the wrestling matches to each wrestling show that I go to, and then I post it on my YouTube channel. So you guys can watch and comment on what you guys think of the match and whatnot. So please subscribe to my like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already done it. So let's not waste any more time. I am going to bring on my guest for this evening, Jordan Cross. So give me a minute. I'm going to bring him on.
Here we go.
Hey, what's up?
Hello, hello. Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right.
How are you doing this evening?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing wonderful.
Good.
I believe this is our second interview.
It is. I am remembering the same way you are. I believe you are right.
Yes. So I believe a week ago
Mhm.
we finally met in person. We
Yes, after
finally met
years,
in person.
years in the
So
making.
can we talk about that experience?
Absolutely.
So what are your thoughts on, seeing me in person for the first time?
I've seen you on Instagram and Facebook and watched some matches on your YouTube. So getting to meet the man, the myth, the Michael in person was a great experience.
Yeah, and actually we got a chance to take a photo together and I'm getting a lot of reaction on Facebook.
Good. Glad to hear that.
I tagged you in the photo and most of your people liked it, you
Good.
know.
Good,
So
good.
so it was so nice to finally meet you in person because we've been waiting for a long time.
Absolutely. Yeah, it has been literally years.
Yes, yes, and to finally meet you and whatnot. Oh my God, I was really excited, and when I noticed, first thing I noticed is you are a professional. Let me
Thank
tell
you.
you. You are really professional. You know, you respect the business and, you know, you're making a name for yourself and respecting your peers and whatnot, because that's really important in the business. You gotta
Absolutely.
respect your peers, because even though that I'm considered as a fan, MAW, that's my family.
Hmm.
That's family to me. You know, they treat me right. They treat me with respect, and yeah.
Yeah,
So
I'm very happy that we got to meet finally. That was great. MAW is a great place.
yeah, it is a great place that you know, we get together, we talk about wrestling and talk about what's going on and whatnot. And that's the reason why I just love indie pro wrestling even more because
Absolutely.
I get to talk with my people and and show people have a good time. And now if one of the fans, if you're not having a good time, believe me, I'll make you have a good time.
That is
And I'm gonna
true. I've
show
seen it in person.
I'm I'm gonna show you how it's done.
That
Because when
is
I'm in
accurate.
Michael mode, and you experience that firsthand,
Yes, I did.
when I'm in Michael mode, all bets are off.
That is fact.
Yeah. So, so what have you been up to since our last interview? Because the last time I interviewed you, we were over there on Instagram.
That is true. Yeah, it's been a long time. What year was that? 2021
It was
or
20,
22?
I believe it was, yeah, I believe it was 2022, I believe.
That
I
sounds
have to
right.
go back.
Sure.
I have to go back.
Yeah, man, I can say that my career has definitely gone a lot different places than it was at that point. I've had matches on AEW. I just had a match for the NWA.
Oh,
Um, I've gotten to work, do some stuff at a lot of different independent companies. So yeah, I'm a different person than I was 2 years ago.
oh my God. And I can tell you changed your persona a little
I
bit.
did
You
very
you
much so.
grow, and I noticed that you growing out your hair.
Yep.
And I saw a couple of your matches. I was like, holy shit, Jordan, you're a heel?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
I I was like, you made me proud. You
Thank
made
you.
me proud because you know, even though that you were once a baby face, I like to see a wrestler turn heel because just like that, that's where the work begins.
Absolutely. It's a whole different atmosphere. It's like relearning how to walk.
That's right. And let me tell you this, Jordan. As a heel, you gotta change things about yourself. You know, you gotta change things about yourself. You gotta change your entrance. You gotta change your look. You gotta change just the way you walk in the ring.
Mhm.
And once you get that feeling inside of you, you don't want to go back to being a
That's
baby
true.
face. So
Yep.
once, and I know you're still kind of new and whatnot, but I'm just telling you from experience.
Mhm.
Because even though I'm not a wrestler, I can spot talent. I can spot talent. And once you get that feeling inside, you don't want to go back and say, you know what? I don't care what people think about me. This is how I'm feeling. And I'm going to go in that ring and I'm going to show you and get that inner bitch in you. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? I'm not going to say
Absolutely.
bitch, but I'm just saying
Yeah, no,
you
absolutely.
gotta, because as a fan, I am, you know what? It all depends on my mood. If I'm in a bad mood, watch out. Michael Mode will be in full effect. And that comes back to what I did 2 weeks ago at this I went to this Wrestle Verte show in
Okay.
Hopkins, Minnesota. And Joe Alexander, one half of the summit, had a match. So he had a match, and I told this individual, bring him over here. I got something for him. So this wrestler brought them to me, and I chopped the shit out of him. I mean, I chopped him so hard, he almost ran out of the freaking building.
I don't want to get chopped by Michael when he's in Michael mode because that's a
Oh
dangerous
no.
weapon.
I mean, the people, you mean, I mean, the people in the back heard it, even the promoter of that heard it. And oh my God, it's like this Michael. I say, yeah, yeah, I guess Joseph Alexander learned his lesson.
Oh, I'm
He
sure.
doesn't wanna he doesn't wanna mess with me, not
No,
when I'm
Michael
in
mode is
Michael mode.
untouchable. Nope.
Yeah. And like I said, it was a one-time thing because I feel like, you know, from a fan's perspective, I feel like I'm involved in the action.
Sure.
I get that feeling. It's like, oh, I'm in my moment, you know.
Hmm.
It's like if some wrestler throw their opponent towards my end, I feel like I'm in the moment. But then again, now some wrestling promotions may have a problem with, with fans putting their hands on the wrestlers. But if it was planned, and I
Sure.
believe it was, then if I get the green light, wow, I that's me chopping that wrestler.
Well, I
And
got
you
to
gotta
remember
chomp
not to get in
hard
your
enough
way.
to feel it, to make them hear it.
Yeah.
So that was one yeah, so I could be a baby face and I can also be a heel.
Sure.
So, it's all within good fun. As like, if
Absolutely.
I just want to make this fun and exciting, and you know, but that's what I want you to do. You know, if you ever heal, you gotta change. You gotta change your look. You gotta change things about yourself in this business.
Hmm.
Just listen to your coaches and listen to you know, what they got to say because they may have been in the business a whole lot longer than you.
Absolutely.
So, so yeah. So, yeah. So I really enjoyed, our last interview because even though it was 2 years ago, um, can you can you tell like my new audience about how you got to start in the biz?
Sure, absolutely. So I've kind of grown up around pro wrestling. As you saw, I was teaming with my dad, Ryan Cross. So
Mm-hmm.
growing up, I was just around the business a lot. I wasn't necessarily a huge fan, but being around it, I always thought it was cool. Like I looked up to my dad and his friends, like those are like real life superheroes. So then in 2018, I ended up deciding that I wanted to try it. So once I finished high school, I started training with Angel Armani up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Later would train with Silas Young. Um, and then it kind of went from there. My first match was end of 2018 against Dave Rydell. My first 2 years were a very, very slow start. I only had maybe 10 matches my first 2 years. And then I kind of was like, like I didn't know if this is really what I wanted to do. My heart really wasn't in it. But then in October of 2021, something just clicked, and that's when the Punk Rock Prince was born. And I think that's where I started the upward momentum. And now since then, I've been a regular at Warrior Wrestling, SSW Entertainment, Great Lakes Championship Wrestling, Dreamwave Wrestling, Second Wrestling. I've had appearances on AEW and NWA. And I guess they say the rest is history. So yeah, from growing up to training to here we are now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's an interesting story, you know.
Mm.
It's like your heart tells you, I I want to do this, and then your heart tells you that I don't know if this is right for me. And like I said, once you get that itch, then you want to, do more.
Yep, my
And
rule to myself was I needed to have fun in my next three matches, otherwise I was going to reconsider. And that's where I decided to stop being so hard on myself, and I had to make the realization that I had to let myself have fun, and that's really when it turned around for me.
and that's good. And that's a good feeling to have, You can't it's like one of my when I was in middle school,
Hmm.
um, you know, I was a special ed student
Sure,
there. Um, like every time if I would get a zero on my little they do this like report report cards thing every day to
sure,
making sure, how I behave and what not. And
absolutely,
and then my teachers used to write in, those notebooks and write about my day and whatnot. I
sure,
think I still have it to this day. Um, so like every time, like if I get like a zero and whatnot, I just get, upset and whatnot. And one of the staff members came up to me and told me not to be so hard on yourself.
absolutely. It's a great piece of
And
advice.
I was just a youngin. I was in middle school, I didn't know. I was in middle
Hmm.
school and whatnot. And now as I, you know, and coming to my early 40s, now I began to realize don't be so hard on yourself
Absolutely,
because
it's the most
and
important thing.
yes, and my birthday's next month, the 14th of August. I'm gonna be 40.
Ooh,
And
would
you
never have
know
guessed.
something? Yeah, I don't look 40, but that's another conversation for another time. But yeah, just you know, now the hours is gonna get tough. The training's gonna get tougher, and you gotta realize that once you finally get the training and stuff,
Hmm.
then you just go out there and show these people what you got, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's one of the best things I was ever told is the day you stop caring, the day is the day you got to quit. So I realized if I wasn't going to care, then nobody in the crowd would care, and that's when I started to realize that like it was up to me to make it fun.
Hmm. Yeah, because it's at the end of the day, it's all up to you and
Exactly.
whatnot. So, what are your goals? Who would you like? And I know I asked you this on the last interview, and that
Sure.
was when I was on Instagram and whatnot. But
Hmm.
now we are we're on Zoom,
Yep.
and I love Zoom.
Yeah, no, Zoom's
So
definitely made the world easier.
yeah, and you see how I got you in just like that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. But Instagram, it failed. But same thing with Facebook. But anyhow, just you know, what is who do you want to face in the ring if given the chance?
Sure. I'll give you two answers. My dream match, like my number one of all time, is me versus Alex Shelley.
Whoa,
Yeah.
that would be a
And
great
then
match.
and then my one B would be to team with my dad against Alex Shelley and Chris Sabins as the Motor City Machine Guns.
Oh wow. So why do you choose those two in particular?
So I have always had a big soft spot for like the early 2000s, 2010s X Division from TNA. Because those were guys that I could see myself as. I'm 6 foot, 170 pounds. I don't look like Hulk Hogan. I don't look like Brock Lesnar. I don't look like Randy Orton. But there's guys in TNA that I always was like, man, like that's what I want to look like when I grow up. Like they look like me. And two of those guys were always Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin. And just growing up watching them, and like that's really what got me into like branched me out. Like I would watch WWE, old WWF stuff, but to branch me out into more wrestling was the early 2000s X Division, and those were two that I was always a huge fan of.
Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah, that would be great to see that match. You know, you and your father, I guess, with the Motor City Machine Guns, because Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin, they're legends in the business, you know.
Yes, they are.
They're really good.
Yeah.
So if I was in I posted this on Facebook like numerous of times. If I was a wrestler
Hmm.
and if I got a chance to get in the ring, it's gonna be with someone who's gonna keep me safe, you know,
Absolutely.
not, drop me on my head or not do this and whatnot.
Right.
My dream matches is get in the ring with downtown Petey Brown.
Oh, I love Treaty.
Oh yes, I love Petey Brown. Hmm he's my brother from
Yeah,
a
great
loving
guy.
mother. And my second dream opponent who I want to get in a ring with is the system, not the system, the group in
No, yeah,
TNA,
absolutely.
but
The
but
system
the
drew. Yeah.
system.
Yep.
Yeah, he's gotten pretty good in the ring.
Yes, he has.
Yep. Um, the third one is you probably haven't heard of him, but he's in reality of wrestling, Booker T's wrestling school,
Sure.
and I want to get in the ring with one of my very good friends of 13, 12, 13 years, Eric Lockhart, the smoothest.
I've heard of him because of you.
Hmm And he's one of my very good friends. Always treated me right. And I actually interviewed him. Whew, I talked to you don't even know. I message him on Instagram almost every day.
Oh, that's great.
And I told him if you come to Minnesota, I want you to face someone who it's gonna be a hard choice because there's so many good wrestlers, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So Eric will be Eric will definitely keep me safe in the ring. And there's one more person that I would love to face, and that's superstar Steve Stardom. Only because he says he's desperate, want to challenge me in the ring.
I say
That's
you
what
accept that
he,
challenge.
yeah. And I only say that because Steve Stardom, oh my God, he's been doing this a really long time. And he probably can whoop my behind. if you ask me, you know.
Hmm.
But so those are my dream opponents. If I was a wrestler and if I was in shape, good enough shape, then
Sure.
I'll be in the ring with those
Yeah,
with
those are
those
all good
wrestlers.
picks.
Yep. So so when you're not wrestling and whatnot, what does Jordan Cross likes to do on his off days?
Well, I think any wrestler would probably say go to the gym, but there's a part where that also just becomes kind of part of the job. Um, so not including that, I love going to antique stores, collecting toys. Um, I don't know, relaxing, I guess. I'm also in college for physical therapy, so that takes up a good chunk of time. Um,
Mhm.
just learning. I love learning.
Yeah. When I'm not going to wrestling shows and if I'm not at work, my shoot job,
Hmm.
um, I like to collect wrestling action figures.
Sure.
I I have so many action figures that I collect over the years. And
Hmm.
last year, I recently did a video on my action figures of the men, but I haven't done with the women because I got so much action figures. Of
Yeah, you have to do an update video.
Yeah, I have to do an update video and whatnot. So that will that probably come to works probably next month. Probably
Oh, very
towards
cool.
my birthday week. I'll probably
Yeah,
do that.
great idea. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll do like a more updated video, but I'm gonna do like what the what all the women's action figures that I have because I have so much.
Hmm. Yeah, good idea.
So yeah. Also too, I like to play video games,
Sure. I
wrestling
think
video
everyone
games,
should.
and I have probably almost every WWE video game out there.
Yeah,
Hmm I
they're
got
very
I
fun.
got the very first WWE SmackDown video game, and I got SmackDown 1, 2, Know Your Role. I got SmackDown Here Comes the Pain. And when that series end, then I got SmackDown versus Raw. I got all the series of SmackDown versus Raw.
Those are
And
great games.
then, yep, and then when they switched it over to the, excuse me, 2K series,
Hmm.
oh my goodness, I got it all. Hmm But my least favorite game from the 2K series would
Is it
have to
20?
be yes.
Yeah, 20 was
I
not great.
I was not a fan. And neither was my friends or other people. And people were saying that this is the worst video game that I ever played. It's
Yep,
WWE
I agree.
2K20.
I would agree.
And there was no 2K21 because of the pandemic. I said, yeah, you better take those 2 years off to make sure to make this a
They have
best
done good since.
video game. But when I got the 2K22 video game, I was like, oh my God, are we going to go backwards or are we going to go forward?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I was completely blown away.
Yeah, they've done
They
good
got
since.
their act together.
Yes, they
They
do.
got their act together. So now my favorite is the 2K22, 23, and 24. But if I have to choose one of my favorite games, it will probably be WWE 2K24.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't played 24 yet. I really liked 23 though.
Yeah, me too. Especially with the one with John Cena on the cover.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, finally, my favorite thing to do, like, when I'm not at wrestling shows and my shoot job and whatnot, I'm like you. I'm just like to
Mm-hmm.
watch some old wrestling on YouTube,
Yep.
probably watch your match later on, so that I can take notes and who knows, you know. Yeah, so that's probably all I do, just pretty much relaxing, taking care of the family, and making sure my dad is in good health and whatnot, and
Sure.
making sure I'm in good health as well. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Yeah. So, do you have any other events coming up that you
So
want to
I
share with everyone?
Sure. Yeah, I had a very busy June. I think I ended up having 14 matches. Um, so I definitely took on as much as I could in June. So July I've got a little bit lighter of a month. Um, the big show that I'm looking forward to in July, though, off the top of my head, is July 28th. We've got Second Wrestling in Arlington Heights, Illinois, just next to Chicago, where I
Mhm.
can't say who I'm wrestling yet, but it's a first time matchup against a good friend of mine. So that'll be exciting. That should get announced here in the next week or two, and I'll definitely share it with you so you know who I'm talking about.
Oh yeah,
But
now I gotta bring you back on here so you can share that news. We'll make that work.
absolutely, let's do it.
Uh-huh. So yeah, okay. Well, you guys, you heard it from him. You said July what? 20
28th.
28th is that wrestling show. Please check him out. He's really good.
Thank you.
Uh, yes, I'm gonna plug in. Now there are a lot of shows that I'm going to this month. So, so this Saturday, I will be at the MIW show. If you guys don't know what MIW stands for, it stands for Minnesota Independent Wrestling, and the owner of that promotion is Terry Fox. He puts on great shows. Let me tell you. So I'll be at that show this Saturday in Chanhassen, Minnesota. So it's a free admission, free admission.
Everyone
Now,
needs to go then.
everybody needs to go to that. I'm putting in right now. Everybody needs to go to that show. Um, Also, what else I got going on? So yeah, I'm returning to MIW. There's something else. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I think it's the MAW show. I'm gonna have to check my wrestling schedule because I got a wrestling schedule, then I have a work schedule, and yeah, I'm gonna have to check. But so that's the top of my head that I can remember is I'll be at the MIW show. But I can tell you guys where I'm gonna be at next month. Next month, I will be at the Wrestle Verte show in Hopkins, Minnesota, at the Center for the Arts building. Um, it's August 31st. It's gonna be where there will be crowning a new champion there because due to Ricky Norton being injured, so they're gonna have a tournament to crown a new WrestleVerte champion.
Oh,
So
exciting.
so it's gonna be really exciting. I got some unfinished business to take care of with two wrestlers.
Oh,
That
they better hope you
that
don't go Michael mode on them.
I already went Michael Moore on Joseph Alexander, but I got some unfinished business with him, especially Jason Rage. I got
Oh, you
some
better watch
unfinished
out.
business with him. Yeah, he attacked downtown PB Brown not too long ago. At
Oh,
that when he was in downtown Minneapolis. Sneak attack him from behind.
you better watch out.
You better watch it. You better watch it. You never know. This middle-aged man, I got a lot in my tank, and Michael Mo will I'll be in Michael Mo. Every wrestler better just watch out because you never know what my mood might be.
Absolutely, you're a loose cannon.
Yeah. Oh my God. Every that just makes me think of that Eric Candon.
Oh,
Ugh, that's a lot of conversation for a lot of time. Oh my God. So yeah, so
okay.
one more question I gotta ask you before we wrap this up. Um, and I always ask these wrestlers this question. Ha- and I'm just gonna say it. Have you reached your goals yet in wrestling, or do you have more plans? You know, when it comes to, you know, if you want to, do you need to work on improving your in-ring work? What are some things can you improve in the ring and whatnot?
Sure. So
What?
I look at my goals instead of just like one singular goal, I kind of look at it like a staircase.
Okay.
So like I'll set a goal. I have obviously like your big goals, like you're getting signed with a major company. But I make smaller goals. Like my goal for last month was to wrestle as many times as I could, and I had a show every single weekend, if not two, three, four shows. So this month, my goal was to try to kind of lay back and let my body heal and whatnot. So I'd say that I've reached a lot of my smaller goals, but my bigger goals are, I don't know, I don't want to say that I'll never reach them, but I'm always going to continue to make new goals so that I continue to have something to look forward to and to work towards. Because if you stop working, then you stop caring. Um, in the ring, I'd say just my goal is to continuously improve. You can get 1% better every day, and I want to continue to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And also, too, you know, and like I said, it's really important that you get a crowd reaction
Absolutely.
because if you're not getting that crowd reaction, then you're doing something wrong. And
Right.
then you need to upper your game even more. So
Hmm.
so it's really important that you get you get a reaction from a crowd. Because if you don't get that reaction from the crowd, ooh, then you may need to upper the game, you
Yeah,
know?
you gotta keep
You
working to
gotta
make sure you get that.
and you also gotta sometimes, sometimes do you gotta step out of your comfort zone. Is what I'm trying to say.
Hmm.
If you're not getting that crowd reaction, maybe you need to be, maybe you need to get more aggressive in the ring. And you know something, and I said this, and I said this on X. Um, I I made a post because like when I'm watching Raw or SmackDown, I like
Hmm.
to make a I like to go on X and post my thoughts up on the show and whatnot.
Sure.
But here's what I posted out. And I don't know if it got a lot of attention or whatnot. It usually takes some time for a competitor, male or female, to develop their full aggressiveness in the ring.
Hmm. I would agree.
If you if you could get you know more aggressive, like as a heel, if you could get more aggressive in that ring, I mean, don't just do like on one sitting. You know, take your time to get that aggressive in the ring because it's gonna show in your matches. And it's like, oh my God, this kid, he just getting more aggressive every week.
Hmm.
And that's what I want to see. I want to see you get a little aggressive,
Hmm.
just not too aggressive yet because you want to grow,
Yep.
you know. And like if you're a heel, you want to be, you want to be aggressive, aggressive enough so that you can get a crowd reaction. Is what
Sure.
I'm trying to say, and I bet
Absolutely.
your coaches will tell you this. What I'm telling you now, because you
Hmm.
want to be able to, and this is from like a fan's
No,
uh
absolutely. That's important.
because this really from a fan's perspective, because you want to get a reaction because if you do it too fast, then the crowd will let you know about it. Especially me, if I was in the crowd, it's like, you gotta hook the leg, you gotta do this. I actually picked on one wrestler when he keeps covering his opponent. I gotta keep reminding him, you gotta hook the leg, dude. And then he hooks the leg. I was like, oh God. It made me laugh so hard. So yeah, definitely try to be a little more aggressive in the ring so that you get that crowd reaction. You know what I'm
Sure.
saying?
Absolutely. Hmm. Thank you.
So so that's just my advice to you. And also, you know who I want to see you face?
Who?
There's a guy from, I believe he's from Iowa, James Jeffries. I don't know if you heard of him.
I've heard of him, but I don't think we've ever crossed paths.
Oh my goodness. James Jeffries. Oh my. Let's talk about him right quick. Because I know he's also one of my good friends.
Hmm.
One of my good friends, one of my dear friends. Oh my God. You versus him. Y'all, you guys need to cross paths because I think you two will have a great match.
I
And
will definitely check him out.
James Jeffries, you can find on social media.
Sure,
James
I will.
Jeffries, oh my God, you can learn a lot from him because he wrestles for, I think is from Impact Pro Wrestling, I believe.
Okay.
And I think he does something else. Not for sure, not 100% sure. I think it's Absolute Pro Wrestling, if I'm not mistaken.
Hmm.
Yeah, he's really talented in the ring.
Yeah, I will go check him
And
out.
you gotta go check him out because James Jeffries, he's a good dude. Um, I met him. You know, he has. He knows the ins and the outs of the ring. And I'm telling you, he is one of the most standout guys. You know, a lot of wrestler who I think you should square off. Oh my God! Now he's from Canada. He's from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. Hot shot Danny Duggan.
I have met him. Oh, I met him a couple of times a long while ago. That would be a very fun match.
Oh my God. Hot shot Danny Duggan. Oh, he is one of the most, I'm gonna tell you, he's one of the most nicest guys in the indie pro wrestling history. He also he also knows the ins and the outs of the ring.
Yeah, he's been around a
And
long time.
oh my goodness, you should have a match with him.
That would be very cool.
Yeah. And it's like it I tell you what, if you had a match with him, if you guys ever cross paths, and if I see that match like on a YouTube or something, oh my God, I just gotta have you back on. Because you're gonna have to tell me about the match because you know, like I said, hot shot Danny Duggan, he'll make a man out of you.
That's what I've heard. I've heard that.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just telling you, they're good. He's a good wrestlers and whatnot. Now, hot
Hmm.
shot Danny Duggan has, he's been through a lot. He has injuries and whatnot, and
Hmm.
he's been through a lot. But it's so good to see him back in the ring, though, and
Absolutely.
whatnot. Um, have you have you had any injuries in the ring? You know,
Um, I've had some minor ones, broken a couple of fingers, toes, broken my nose, but nothing crazy. Luckily, knock on wood.
yeah, knock on wood. Yeah. Okay, because injuries, you know, is part of territory, and
Absolutely is.
I always tell people like if I see a comment on social media
Hmm.
where someone is making fun of this one wrestler or just wishing upon an injury on a wrestler that they don't like,
Hmm.
then that's when you cross the line.
Absolutely.
Never wish upon an injury on any wrestler. I don't care if
Nope.
you like them or not, because here's the thing, Jordan, and I have said this on previous episodes of Michael's Corner. You don't ever want to wish upon an injury on any wrestler, male or female, because this could have an impact on their personal lives.
Absolutely. It affects everything.
It affects everything. So you making fun of someone or wishing upon an injury with a wrestler that you don't like, you kind of disrespecting not only that person, but you're disrespecting the wrestling business
Yep.
because you know, and I have mentioned that in one of my posts is like, and or you probably see me take a shot at that person that's like, you never, ever wish upon any injury on anyone.
Nope.
I don't care. I don't care. Like, I may have think of this wrestler, he's a piece of shit, but I wouldn't go as far as like, I wish upon injury with that person. Oh no, because then that's disrespectful.
Absolutely.
And and like I said, you need to be put in the room or put in the place or something. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Teach you some respect.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because
Absolutely.
yeah, Yeah, because I've been in the biz. Oh my goodness, I've been in the biz for almost 11 years.
Yeesh.
July 19th will be 11 years that I've been in the biz. Out of the last 13 that I've been going to indie pro wrestling shows in Minnesota and Wisconsin. So I'm pretty I'm like almost like a legend almost.
I would say you are.
Yep. And I've been doing episodes of and I've been interviewing wrestlers for about 11 years.
Holy smokes.
Because I started interviewing wrestlers in May of 2013.
Wow. Yeah, you're doing
And
well.
then yep, yep. And then that's where I got my start. And I started
Mm-hmm.
interviewing wrestlers in May of 2013, which you seen that I posted on Instagram of my very first interview that I did. And that
Mm-hmm.
was with Justin Reno and his bodyguard at the time.
Sure.
So you might want to check that out on Instagram because
I
I
will.
posted it on Instagram and I
I
got a
will seek
lot
it
of
out.
feedback. And I said, you know something? A lot of views on that video. But I have to start somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I had to start somewhere. And as I grew, and over the years, I grew as an interviewer. I
Mm-hmm.
practiced, and I used to have my booklet in my hand all the time. But now I want to challenge myself. I want to see how I do without that booklet. But you know what? I'll still have that. Like if I were to interview someone, you know, famous,
Sure.
then I may want to take notes because I want to
Right.
ask them what's the story behind this storyline. And if you can value their time, like
Mm-hmm.
right now, you're giving me an hour. And
Mm-hmm.
Chris Van Leek always says, if you what value can you give to them? Like if that wrestler gives you maybe an hour, because we're going into an hour of this interview.
Sure.
If you could give that wrestler an hour and whatnot, what value can you bring to this interview? Or what value will you give to them? Because they're
Mm-hmm.
giving you like, let's just say an hour or an hour and a half and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And then people go online and see this interview. And if I get lots of views, it's like, oh, if Mike, oh, let's just say, oh, Michael interviewed Trish Stratus or whatnot. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna look at that interview. It's like, oh, I'm gonna have to get some wrestlers to be on his show.
Absolutely. Yep.
And and that's how I got better.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I watch other podcasts as well, and
Mm-hmm.
I feed off of that. I
Right.
feed
That's the way to
off
do
of
it.
that. And that's the reason why I feel that's the reason why Michael's Corner is so successful.
I
It's
would agree.
because I did my research and my studies and whatnot. And I studied and
Mm-hmm.
and the rest is history, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So on the side note, before we wrap this up, because
Mm-hmm.
we got things to do, you got things to do. Um, where can where can people follow you on social media?
All of my social media is going to be at the Jordan Cross. It's going to be Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, Threads. I don't even use it anymore.
God.
And then you can subscribe to my YouTube at the Kross TV. I just relaunched the YouTube. Me and my dad, we're going to be doing some fitness and travel and wrestling content, interviews, all sorts of new stuff. So that's going to start. It was supposed to happen in June, a couple hiccups. So we're aiming for August now, but that's being relaunched at the Kross TV on YouTube. And that's everything.
Okay. All right. Yeah, make sure you message me the link so then I can, when I'm doing the editing of the videos and whatnot, I can just put down the links on
Perfect.
YouTube and whatnot.
Absolutely.
So,
I'll send them
oh,
right to you.
yep. Okay. Well, oh my God, Jordan, thank you so much
Thank you,
for
Michael.
taking the time or taking almost an hour of your busy schedule to do this with
Absolutely.
me.
Happy
It's
to do it.
been, like I said, I enjoy interviewing you,
Thank you.
because yeah, our first interview was great, but our second one is even better because
I
it's
agree.
on Zoom.
Yeah.
So I will, yep. If you got anything else going on or it anything else going on in the wrestling, and if you want to reveal it here on Michael's Corner, let me know and I'll set it up just like I
Perfect.
did, before.
Yep. Thank you, my
So
friend. I appreciate it.
yeah, you have a good evening, my friend. We'll
Thank
talk
you. You as
soon,
well.
okay?
Absolutely. All right.
All right.
Have a
Bye.
good one. Bye.
Yep. So that was a great interview, you guys. Like I said, I enjoy doing these interviews because you get it gives you guys the opportunity to know the wrestler outside of their character. And that's the reason why I enjoy doing these interviews because yeah, it gives you a chance to know that wrestler, know your favorite wrestlers and whatnot. So, okay, that will do it for this episode of Michael's Corner. Um, you guys take care, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.